shadows. How else we won't explain that despite the widespread insecurity in Africa's most populous country, Nigeria, the president can leave the issue of security challenges posed by the herdsmen that have been ravaging different communities, killing many innocent citizens, and he, the president, will be using security forces to go after the most vocal voices in the opposition. The information reaching us of the plan to arrest Chief Fani-Kayode, also known as FFK, who is always speaking for the masses against the misrule and the evil condoned by this administration, is not good at all. Thus, the presidency or any branch of the security forces that may be planning to arrest Chief Fani-Kayode should, in the interest of democracy, stop such move. And the energy that will be used in chasing such strong voices in the opposition can be channeled towards arresting the herdsmen who are killing innocent citizens and terrorizing the country, to the extent that the expressway between the federal capital city of our country and Kaduna, another major city, has been abandoned by most travelers due to the fear of being kidnapped or even being killed on that highway. Therefore, we, the coalition of civil society groups in Nigeria, want to make it clear that any attempt, I repeat, any attempt to arrest Fani-Kayode will be resisted. And if the government goes ahead to arrest him, we will do everything legally possible to ensure his release. And of course, we all know that such move to ensure his release will further dent the already dented image of our president, President Buhari, and Nigeria. This will include, but not limited to, peaceful protest, which we will tag mother of all protests, second to none in Nigeria. Also, massive media protests, then reaching out to the international community and other legal actions. And we all know that such is still not good for Nigeria at this time, that the hammer of travel ban is hanging on some government officials in this country. It is important to note that on the 15th of January 2019, the EFCC, through one Mr. Orilade, released a statement threatening to arrest the duo of Chief Fani-Kayode and Mr. Yinka Odumaki, the spokesman of Afenifere. The threat was further heightened when on the 23rd of January 2019, the same Mr. Orilade boldly declared during a meeting of Online Publishers Association of Nigeria, OPAN, here in Abuja, which all of us were physically present, that the EFCC will invite them, that is Fani-Kayode and Odumaki, and ensure they are detained indefinitely, simply because they exposed the truth about the Commission's Gestapo-like operations. It took a court injunction and subsequently a court ruling enforcing their fundamental human right to stop such move. As if that was not enough, while the court order is still subsisting, another information recently broke out again as a retired intelligence officer in a video who claimed to be talking based on privileged information revealed that some in the nation's security forces and intelligence agencies asserted that there is another plot to indiscriminately arrest Chief Fani-Kayode for treason. And further secret investigation we on our own carried out, because we don't depend just on rumor. When we hear rumor, we do our own diligent research. So based on further investigation we carried out, it points towards the same information that there is a plan to arrest and detain him indefinitely, like in the case of Sambo Dasuki. Therefore, we are putting Nigerians on notice, and indeed the entire world, that we have achieved that what we have achieved in democracy is being wiped off. Therefore, we are putting Nigerians on notice, and indeed the entire world, that what we have achieved in democracy is being wiped off, and we will legally resist such move. It's common knowledge that opposition is part of democracy. We all know that. But when we have a government that wants to do everything possible, including unconstitutional moves, which all of us must have witnessed, including unconstitutional move to silence the voice of the opposition, then it proves that we are in full-blown dictatorship. In the light of the above, we are calling the attention of the international community through this World Press Conference to the fact that the situation in Nigeria has become a dictatorship, whilst our leaders are supposed to be promoting democratic values, and that Nigeria is sliding into a full-blown fascist state. While calling on the federal government of Nigeria to shelve the plan to arrest Fani-Kayode, we are also calling on the European Union, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, and others to look into the ongoing issues in Nigeria, as the members of the main opposition party are almost becoming helpless victims in the hands of the present administration. Hence, we say no to dictatorship, no to all attempts to suppress the voice of the opposition, no to violation of fundamental human rights, and no to any planned arrest of Chifemi Fani-Kayode, who is the most prominent vocal voice that speaks for the voiceless, the oppressed, and the downtrodden. And as soon as we conclude this World Press Conference, this same statement, along with a letter, will be taken to the European Union to keep them on notice, the American Embassy, the British Embassy, and then also we'll reach out to that of Ghana, France, and Germany, to put them on notice that the country is going down the way of dictatorship. Thank you all for giving me your audience. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I pray that the President Muhammadu Buhari, the security forces, and whoever is concerned in this issue will listen to our cry, will listen to our voice, and stop the move. Thank you. God bless you all. Of all protests.
How many?
Oh, we don't have the accurate record right now, but I know that we have nothing less than 36,000 members across the state. So we are going to mobilize them for mother of all protests, and they will also mobilize their circle of friends. Secondly, we will also engage on media war, but legally. We will not do anything illegal. Thirdly, we will also approach the international community, and if it means going to court, but my fear about going to court is that this government do respect court order, and that is just it. Now, back to your first question. Let's start with the antecedent. When we look at the antecedent of this government, and Femi Fani-Kayode specifically has been a subject of victimization, a subject of traumatization. He has been dehumanized, and all sorts of things have been done to him. One, there was a time he was arrested for 90 days. And within those 90 days, 30 days out of those 90 days, he was kept in the same cell with Boko Haram. We know what that means. There was a time even his wife and his son, his 1-month-old son, were arrested and detained for about 3 hours. It took the intervention of the then Governor Ayofayose of Ekiti to get them released. And there was a case against him which was struck out. He won the case. But the Judge Ophili, that struck out the case, is also a subject of victimization right now. Judge Ophili is under trial as I'm talking to you right now. And not only that, even the case, they are trying to take up the case again. So looking at the antecedent, there was a time that for complete over 8 hours, his house was besieged. Security forces was around his house, surrounded his house, and put him under heavy surveillance. It took serious effort, both from within the country and outside the country, for them to relieve, to take off the siege around him. So looking at the antecedent, we can, apart from the one which I've clearly stated here, of the one that all of us were present when Mr. Orilade said it clearly, cameras was in front of him, just like you put cameras before me right now, that he was going to be invited. And when they invite him, after inviting him, then they will now take a court order to detain him, and they will detain him until he cooperates with them. You understand the meaning of the word cooperate. Then, and when we look at the cases of other, Sambo Dasuki has been arrested, court has ordered his release through bail. Till today, they made bail condition. Till today, he has not been released. Not only Sambo Dasuki, even Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. It took serious effort to get Kanu released. Even after Kanu were released, all of you are all journalists, and you know what happened to Kanu. They almost killed him. They invaded his house, and people died in his house. They invaded his house until he was able to escape. Ezazaki has been arrested. God has ordered his release. Till today, he has not been released, despite the protest by his people. Despite the protest by his people. So looking at the antecedent of this government, then you know what they can do. Secondly, I also clearly said that we didn't depend on rumor. We carried out our own investigation, and based on our investigation, we were able to confirm. However, since some of our sources are still serving, we can't reveal the sources for now. So we will say sources that want to remain anonymous, but we have confined before we go on press. Personally, like myself, based on my profession, I am an ordained reverend, ordained in the United States of America by the United Pentecostal Church in the United Pentecostal Church in the United States of America. So I carry international license. So I will not be part of rumor, and I will not go on press or rumor. Even on all my handles, I don't deal on rumor. Before I react to any information, even on social media, I do diligent research. If I research and I cannot confirm it, I will not react. So once I react, then I have adequate information. Thank you. Ordained reverend, and not just an ordained reverend, also, I am also in the media. I am the editor of Arise News 247. Arise News 247 is being managed by VIP Link Media Limited. Is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. So an editor with Arise News 247, an ordained reverend, and an ordained reverend also, and also an activist. I am the chairman of We Care Initiative. We Care Initiative is an NGO that is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. I am the chairman of We Care Initiative. Is registered. When he should have been there. But when a threat was issued, he got the hint that a threat was issued. Had it been he took that threat by Orilade as a rumor, by today Fani-Kayode would have still been under detention. But because he didn't take it as rumor, it was researched and it was confined. That is why it's not under detention. That was the day we would have met, but I didn't meet him that day. So whatever we are doing today, we are doing it for the interest of the country and not just Fani-Kayode alone. Because Nigeria's image is already dented by the disobedience to court order, the indefinite arrest, the arrest and refusal to release on bail even when court has granted bail. Because when God grants bail, that shows it's a bailable offense. But you all know that an accused is presumed innocent until given fair hearing before a court of competent jurisdiction, tried and found guilty. While he's still presumed presumed innocent, if it's a bailable offense, the country should release them. So we are not only doing this for Chief Fani-Kayode, but we are also doing it for the image of the country. Not only the image of the country, even for our love for President Muhammadu Buhari, his image is being dented all over the world. So that is why we have to call his attention to some of these things, so that he can retrieve his steps, so that the world will stop seeing our president as a tyrant. We love our president, and we don't want the world to keep seeing him as a tyrant. And that is why we are calling his attention to this. Thank you.